Good morning, guys. Bill McMillan here. Good afternoon, I should say. Bill McMillan here, IndyWX.com, just after the 12 o'clock hour. And it's been a rather overcast day so far across central Indiana as morning convection really hit northern and northeastern portions of the state, including east central Indiana. And then we're dealing with really just some debris clouds from thunderstorms that really blew up across Illinois and drop south, as you see here. Unfortunately, for those who are not fans of heat and humidity, these clouds are going to really thin out in rather significant fashion very quickly here, we think, as we go through the next couple of hours, and that's going to result in temperatures that will shoot up well into the 90s, we think, low 90s across most of central Indiana by this afternoon. And you factor in dew points that are going to be just about as high as you'll ever see here across central Indiana this afternoon. These 80-degree dew points may be overdoing it a little bit. Mid-70s, upper 70s, a good bet, though, for most sites here across central portions of the state this afternoon. Factor in that with the temperature and heat indices will go well into the 100 to 105 degree range for a feels-like temperature as we go through the afternoon. So needless to say, if you're out and about, frequent water breaks, stay hydrated, lightweight, light-colored clothing is a must today. And just find a way to get indoors periodically and cool off. We'll move forward, and we think another round of storms will fire up this evening and go into the overnight. It's a rinse and repeat pattern. The Storm Prediction Center officially places the majority of the state under this marginal risk of severe weather. And thunderstorms that develop this evening will be capable of producing torrential downpours, obviously, as we could expect with such a moisture-rich air mass in place. But also damaging wind gusts are also possible with a couple of storms that develop. And we'll take a look at the forecast radar here, courtesy of Weather Bell and the HRRR forecast model. And as we put this into motion, I think most of the afternoon is dry. It's really not until we get into the evening hours. This is valid 7 o'clock this evening, and it's still relatively quiet on the central Indiana radar. But around 7, 8 o'clock is when thunderstorms will begin to ignite and grow in intensity and overall coverage, and that will carry us into the overnight period as well. These will be capable of producing flash flooding, and again, one or two could also produce a damaging wind gust. Big story with such a moisture-rich air mass in place will be localized flash flood threat this evening and into the overnight. It's not going to be very hard at all to see rainfall in that 2 to 3 inch range across the heart of central Indiana as these thunderstorms develop and head off to the east in rather slow fashion as we go into tonight. And we'll just wrap up with taking a look at something that we don't show very often, but this gives us an idea as to the amount of moisture available in the atmosphere, precipitable water values here. And anytime they're approaching that 2-inch mark, you can bet that a local flash flood threat is present. But the big story that we want to hammer home here is that we will get a couple days at least to enjoy more pleasant air and a more refreshing feel as we go into the early and middle portions of next week. Notice these purples and blues and lighter and greens here coming into the Ohio Valley, the upper Midwest. This will be a much more refreshing brand of air that we'll enjoy. Unfortunately, it won't last as the humidity returns in a big way the second half of next week, and that will help fuel an additional thunderstorm threat as we go into the second half of next week. Busy times continue, guys. In the meantime, make it a wonderful weekend. Have a great Saturday, and we'll talk with you soon on IndyWX.com.